Welcome back to the All Things Sports Podcast. I'm your host, June. I'm here with my co-producer, Small Town EP.
You already know the vibes, 3 up, 3 down as always.
It's a beautiful Thursday night. It's even more beautiful because football is back.
Week 1.
College football is in full effect.
The
NFL starts today. Obviously, we got the Buffalo Bills playing the Rams in the background. It's the third quarter right now. What's at the scene?
Rams plus 2.5.
Right? Josh Allen, 2 picks. Stafford, 2? 1? 1 pick? All right. We got Big Kev behind the camera today. Rachel assisting him today. By the way, stay tuned. See you soon, June. Rachel's short film coming soon. Look at that. That's how it works. Now, the best thing I heard all day today came from the UK, okay? And what I will say is that Central C can freestyle, bro. I will say that. He came to the LA Leakers, brought it across the pond.
Facts.
And he has one of the best LA Leaker freestyles that I've heard in quite some time. Obviously with the JIDs and the J. Coles, and, respects to them. But Central C not even being from here, you know what I mean? And actually teaching us the ways.
That's what I was going to say. Even the approach that he took to the freestyle, he could have just came on and spit some bars. But knowing that he wants to, this is just what I feel because I'm not, I don't know the camp. But just knowing how I feel, knowing what I know, it seemed like, he's already all over Europe. Like he's Europe. He's gone.
He said Paris an hour away from the ends. That's why. In
Europe, he's out of there. They're trying to break through the U.S. market, and a big thing is I feel like a lot of people don't fuck with UK like rap like that because they just don't understand the slang and the terms and like what they're really.
It sounds funny. Like let's be honest. It sounds funny. So
for him to do that and break down, what they saying and stuff like as an introduction, genius.
And when I say it sounds funny, it's like to the ear, literally. Their language, their accent is different from ours, and it's not something that we hear typically. Like we hear a bunch of random accents in South Florida. We don't typically hear a British accent.
Facts.
So every time we do, it's like, I want to try that. I want to mimic him. It's like, all right. But at the same time, Central C, like I said, he really spitting. So shout out to Central C.
Facts.
Out of West London. But yeah, football is back, bro. College football, like I said, is back. And we'll get into college football before we talk about the NFL because we're going to, really get into it. We got some game predictions, right? We'll go through a full slate of game predictions, but we'll go through a couple key games and break down some key games that we have.
Like that.
And then in the future, we'll start getting into the whole show breakdown. And, Kev wants to do something with that, so we'll work with that. I want to start talking about the Hurricanes, though. We got the dub. We're 1-0. It's always a good feeling. Obviously, Bethune-Cookman, we appreciate them. Every time they take the check, we put up 70, to their measly 13.
Fam, the line was like 49, and I was like, are we really going to cover 40?
Over. Smash the over, smash the cover. Yeah. Next week, too. Southern Miss, is it, I think? Southern Miss. So, but it was a good thing. We got to see, Jake Garcia playing this game for a little bit. Very efficient, 8 of 8 game. Tyler Van Dyke. It was very vanilla with our offense because we don't want to show it all for A&M, you know what I mean? But we also do want him to kind of get into a rhythm. But Henry Parrish on the ground, 14 carries, 108 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Like, who would – I mean, obviously this is his game to do that, right? We're going to give him the minutes. We don't have I said the minutes, the snaps. We don't have our Jalen Knighton, in full health right now. We also Brashard Smith only got 1 carry, and our guy – I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, Todd Franklin did step up, 9 carries, 78 yards. It was good to see him, after dealing with what he was dealing with last year. And being young, he was able to come in and score 2 touchdowns himself. A lot of people felt some type of way about our defense. I think that, first game, it's a little alerting to see your upperclassmen like Tyreek Stevenson getting burnt deep, to see DJ Ivy, still getting cheesed up on a man-to-man. It's like, when are we going to kind of be seniors, right? And I'll definitely expect our defense brings their best effort, at Kyle Stadium in Texas 2 weeks from now. But 13 points. I mean, it's not like we're talking about we let them score 24 points to our 70, right? It's 13 points. They scored a touchdown and a few field goals. And we still did make some plays. We saw Cameron Kitchens get an interception. We saw James Williams get an interception. So there's a lot to like, and then there's a lot to obviously pick on. But the start of the Mario era, the new regime, we got guys like Charlie Strong coaching for us, Kevin Steele, Jason Taylor. Like, the names are there, Alex Maribel. And on the flip side of things, from last year, I mean, I've seen improved tackling already. Again, it's Bethune. We're going to take it, with a grain of salt. We got to see our real first test in a few weeks there. But you got to like what you see. You got to love being in the atmosphere. Me personally being at the tailgate, like, the fans are ready. You know what I mean? And we're going to be there. Being on Twitter and all the people I love on Twitter, like Miami Flow. Shout out to Flow. Shout out to Stevo365 Canes Info. If you need anything Hurricanes, go follow Miami Flow 305 on Twitter, or 365 Canes Info on Twitter, and you'll have every answer you need. So, but there's a bunch of guys on Twitter that I'll show love to, and I get to meet them at the tailgates and things. So, if you're a Canes fan, come out to the tailgates. You're always welcome. Just bring something. You know what I mean?
I think that's the most exciting part is, as a Canes fan, is just the new era, the new Cristobal era, and I think it's very interesting to be a Canes fan in a sense where we're one of the only sports team fanatics that, in a sense, really embrace change. Like, and we may not always embrace it, but we're never going to really shun it away, to be honest, for the most part. Right. You know what I mean? So just seeing a new era, seeing some change, seeing, new blood in the coaching staff, let's let go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Miami era, it's we got to see what we've waited for all spring, you know what I mean, all winter. It's here now. Tyler Van Dyke is in his first full season as our quarterback, and I couldn't be more excited because this guy is an NFL caliber quarterback. He's first round talent. I still got my headphones in. Appreciate y'all boys for letting me know. It's all good though. It's all good. I'm just kidding. But I'm excited to see Tyler Van Dyke and their guys like Restrepo and Keyshawn Smith ball out this year. I want to talk about Georgia now, the defending champs, the number 2 seed. Bama got to get that number 1 seed because,
of course,
and plus Bryce Young, can't deny it. Stetson Bennett comes out against Oregon, and we knew this wasn't going to be a close game per se, but I didn't think it would be a rout at the 49-3 expense of the Oregon Ducks. And this is Mario Cristobal's former team.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Cristobal's former team, I don't believe would have gotten 49-3 even if it's the defending champs, but. That just goes to show you how much coaching can impact the team in a I was going to say franchise, but it's a university. What was the word I was looking for, though? Fuck. Whatever. Institution. Is what I was going to go with. But Stetson Bennett puts up 25, 31, 368, and 2 touchdowns. They ran for over 100 yards, and you've seen it. Offensively, defensive domination, holding a transfer from Auburn, Bo Nix, to only 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 interceptions at that. So, and he was their leading rusher with 37 yards. So, talk about run defense. You lose Niobe Dean and you lose Jordan Davis, and they both got drafted to the Eagles, by the way. And you're still leaving them with 33 rushing yards for their starting running back. That's extremely impressive. So I don't want to touch on this one too much because it wasn't much to, but the fact that Georgia came out, on all cylinders firing from last year, like, I don't see why they can't compete for another championship and take Auburn down to the wire.
Yeah, I don't got much for that game either. Other than that, it's great. It's good for college football for Georgia to be balling.
Yeah, for sure. And, because you get the Florida, Georgia, you get the Auburn, Auburn sucks, but Alabama, Georgia, those games are always good. So Alabama put up a 55-0. We're not going to talk about that. The interesting one here to me, though, Ohio State, Notre Dame. And, Ohio State coming in at number 3 with C.J. Stroud, with the best wide receiver in the country, Jackson I forget his name, Smith and Najigba, I think is how you say it. We're expecting this offense to just be straight firepower, right? Against a new coached Notre Dame Fighting Irish team. And, the Brian Kelly era being over there and they were only able to put up 21 points against Notre Dame's defense. So it was interesting to me that Ohio State wasn't clicking at all cylinders right away. And, Ryan Day is always expected to have his team ready to play. And they didn't play bad. It wasn't a thing of like, they can't necessarily get it going. It was just like, okay, this is going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, it was more of a competitive game than I thought it was going to be. Honestly, including myself, the books had the line at 15.5 favored towards Ohio State. And I'm not going to lie, I grabbed that 15.5, and I didn't think it was going to be such a dogfight. I thought Notre Dame would put up, 10, 17 points, but I thought that Ohio State was going to put up like 40.
What's interesting is that Ohio State only put up 21 points, but they ran the ball for 172 yards, averaging 5.7 a play. Like,
they were efficient.
22 first downs, 7 of 13 on third, and they won the game, obviously, and they won it comfortably, 11-point lead. But at the same time, with 5 more minutes on the possession, I would have thought they was able to do more. They did lose their wide receiver though. I think he was concussed. He was hit pretty nasty on the sideline. And it was kind of a nasty hit. Yeah, it's Jackson Smith and the Jigba. So he only had 2 catches for 3 yards. They're gonna keep him like week to week for now. They they're still playing these non-conference games that they're just gonna blow these teams out the water now. So thankfully they don't have to play a Notre Dame or another Iowa or so.
Yeah.
So they can sit them out and let them get back healthy. But I'm going to be interested to see, because this is a draft year for a guy like C.J. Stroud and Jackson Smith. C.J. Stroud should be the second quarterback taken off the board. He could be the first quarterback taken off the board. Like, if he goes and has a better season than Bryce Young, I still think Bryce Young's a better quarterback. I think everybody else does as well. But who's to say that C.J. Stroud throws for 4,700 yards, maybe 5,000 yards this year, and it's just like, there's always that hype, right? Zach Wilson, we saw that with him. But I think C.J. Stroud is actually a good, serviceable NFL quarterback one day. Florida. I'm just kidding, Kev, by the way. Zach Wilson will be all right if he stays healthy. Florida was able to take a close win against number 7. It was then number 7 Utah. Mm-hmm. Now they went down to 16 or so. Florida was unranked. Now they're at 12. 12?
Yeah, the rankings are wonky.
12?
Wonky.
Yeah, of course they would jump Miami because they did play a tougher game. They won and they showed their quarterback can't throw for over 170 yards. So I don't know how they got to 12. Are they going to stay at 12? No. Because they're going to lose, they have a tough schedule, and that SEC is tough as it stands. But what's interesting here is that Anthony Richardson ran for 106 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground, and that's their starting quarterback. So if just for the bigger perspective, in my opinion, I don't think this gives you a successful season as Florida. 17-24. There you go. 168, no touchdowns, although no picks. It's not enough. By the way, Gabe Davis with the bomb. What a nice pass. So 17-10 still, by the way. First and goal. Fourth quarter just started. And yeah, I think Florida was just ultimately a little too much for Cameron Rising and the Utah Utes on the road. It was a swamp. It was kind of hot outside. It was the first week. It was electric out there. Shout out to Sal. Sal was at the game. He had a VIP experience. He was able to go in the locker room and hear the coach talk. Like Napier's first this is also the new, regime for Florida with Billy Napier. Yep. And they showed a good game. And, do I believe Anthony Richardson's going to hold them back as much as he'll show them, excitement? Yes. And that's going to be their problem this year until they, have a better quarterback. 12 is only going to last so long. And I think it's a big jump, and it's a hype jump. It's a early, we're going to judge this team very early. Utah at number 7, to me, I mean, they're good, and they're definitely the best team in the Pac-12. But that's not saying so much. You know what I mean? Because it's not like they're dominantly better than your typical SEC, even ACC team. So that's that. But I did want to get into the NFL now because college football. By the way, last thing on college football was Keyshawn Boutte, LSU wide receiver, was visibly frustrated all game. That was what we didn't get into, the Florida State one. Yeah. That was the dumbest,
fucking
like the best worst game you could watch. They special teams. Bro, if you don't win on special teams, you ain't gonna win.
You know that question whether it's one team's game to win or one team's game to lose.
Yeah.
That fucking scorecard should be like the picture in the dictionary for that, whatever that phrase or whatever, yo.
We saw what was it? It was a LSU stopped Florida State with enough time to get a punt. Josh Allen just scored a touchdown. Took a 2-touchdown lead over the Rams in the fourth. We saw they forced the punt. Wide receiver for LSU who muffed the punt earlier in the game muffs another punt. FSU then gets the ball to the 1-yard line and runs a sweep. Drops the handoff. LSU recovers. LSU goes 99 yards in less than a minute. Scores a touchdown.
Wow.
We had a controversy on is the runner down inbounds or is the runner down out of bounds after they made their first down play with 1 second left. And the runner ended up coming down inbounds, so they had to, it was just like last play of the game right here on the 1-yard line or the 2-yard line or whatever the case was. And they get the touchdown. And we're like, okay, this is Florida State. Typical. They crumbled right in front of our eyes. And right when they do that, they're going to go to overtime. I think they should have went for 2. You just drove 99 yards in under a minute. You got this defense on their heels. They're tired. Anything can happen at this point. You're at the 2-yard line. You have a mobile quarterback, Jaden Daniels, who is going to have to really improve this season if LSU wants any type of success. And this is probably why Keyshawn Boutte is upset, because that's not a quarterback you want if you're an NFL prospect, but as a wide receiver. But to the point of going for 2, it's like, all right, whatever. You'll kick the field goal. Let's go to overtime. Block the kick. And I don't know, was that their second block kick of the game? I thought I heard that. I could be wrong on that.
They blocked the field goal.
Second block kick to lose the game. You got 2 muff punts and 2 blocked field goals. There's no way you would expect to win that game.
No way.
You can't be so mad. You can be defeated and like, oh damn. But you look at the box score, Sunday morning, and you're like, yeah, fuck, what were we thinking? We shouldn't have even won the game. So. Shout out to Florida State, though. I mean, I thought it was going to be bad. I thought it was going to – I had a post on Instagram, and I was literally going to put all y'all people that love FSU, and I put the clown emojis. And then, bro, they blocked the kick. I was like, they blocked the kick. I was like, oh, shit. I had to delete the post. And I was like, all right, whatever. I'll save that for next week. But when the FSU plays UM, definitely coming out the woodworks for that one. Can we go to the NFL now?
Let's get it.
All right. Last thing on college football. LSU's Mason Smith, D-tackle, tore his ACL celebrating a sack. So that's got to suck for him. But,
Did you also see what the reporter told Brian Kelly?
What did the reporter tell Brian Kelly?
Brian Kelly made a comment before his press conference the next day about the media being late, and one of the reporters said, maybe if you won, we'd be on time.
Sheesh, damn, nigga, that's ballsy. God damn. That's what I'm like. Damn, hold on. I'm like, that's
Yo, that's straight up. Excuse me, straight up.
Oh shit. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna put you in a bind right now, Brian Kelly. You know that Brian Kelly back to back. What is it? A TikTok? Y'all ever seen the TikTok?
No.
Y'all ain't seen it? All right.
Oh,
when he was
with the kid,
recruiting.
yeah,
He's
with the
recruiting.
recruiter.
He's
Yeah.
It's horrible.
That guy decommitted, by the way.
He did. They was clowning that TikTok, bro. They was clowning that. So, all in all, I promise now we can get to the NFL. NFL season is here. So let's bow our heads. Dear God, thank you for letting NFL come back. September's here. It's going to start getting colder sooner than later, we hope. Not with global warming, though. We understand, but please bless all the players and have a healthy season. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Look, Dolphins play the Patriots week 1.
Let's talk about it.
It's in Miami. Last time they played, they won. The last time they played that, they won. And that's the first time they swept the Patriots since 2000, right? Mac Jones, rookie quarterback last year, obviously. Tua Tagovailoa in his second year. Tua Tagovailoa beat Mac Jones without Cheetah last year, twice. Now he's got Cheetah and a second-year Jalen Waddle and a Raheem Mostert. We did this in the AFC East preview, by the way, but we get the gist. This is the Dolphins' biggest offseason upgrade ever. And
since Dan Marino.
What's kind of like crazy about it is that, to me, it's crazy that the Patriots lost 2 times to the Dolphins last year.
I agree.
And now you have Mac Jones in the second year, who I'm excited to see because I just think he knows how to play football. I think he knows how to throw the ball. He's not the best thrower of the football. He's not the deep, he's not going to throw the ball the furthest.
Smart.
But he's a smart quarterback, and he's a coachable player who wants to be great. So, I mean, when you have those tangibles, like, you're destined for greatness. And, it's up to the Patriots to kind of keep building around him and helping him with more weapons. I think they need to do a better job of. But they do have a defense. I'm not going to lie. Matthew Stafford just threw a pass 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That was weird. I have never seen that. That was weird. And Devontae Parker's coming back for New England to Miami for the first time as a Patriot, not a Dolphin. So what I expect from this game, I expect that there's going to be a lot of running from both sides of the ball and a lot of good defense, because I don't know that we're going to see the offenses clicking just yet as the season's starting. And we see that. Like, first game of the season, there's 3 interceptions, right? And one of them was a drop, and that's just you haven't done it in a while. The bad pass by Josh Allen, the first pick was bad. Or the second one was bad, actually, and the first one wasn't his fault, and then the Stafford one. So there's going to be the miscommunication. There's going to be the mistiming and, rustiness. So I'm expecting a lot of running from a Mike McDaniels and Bill Belichick team. And then defenses, obviously Miami's stout on that side, and the Patriots have always been consistent throughout the years. So I go Miami 3-0 versus the Patriots in the last 3 games. And I don't got a score prediction. I'm not good with score predictions. I don't care about them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cardi though. Make your choice though.
Definitely shout out to Cardi.
Patriots.
He's about to have his kids in too.
Yeah, I seen the pictures he took. JoJo looked beautiful there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I do think that Miami takes it in Miami. It's in Miami, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's in Miami. We just said that. So yeah, I do think Miami takes. I think they split this year, but I think Miami takes one in Miami.
3-0. That'd be a story. That'd be something to write about. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if Dolphins fans have. That's like the best thing that could happen for the Dolphins in the last however many years. I mean, you beat the Patriots 3 times. You got some shit to talk. Like, y'all can't tell me nothing right now.
Facts.
Y'all haven't beat us in 2 years. That's. And then if they beat them in New England again, raps. And I think they played them late in the season. They do play them late in the season, right? We were talking about that. So, I mean, that's then. But yeah. So Miami, Raiders, Chargers. This is going to be another interesting one. I was talking 2 things. I was talking with Kev about the MVP. He asked me who my MVP pick was going to be, because we didn't do that, by the way. Like, pick our. We could do it by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
If y'all remind me, I'll forget. If y'all remind us, I'll do it. But he asked me who's my MVP. I told him J-Train. I'm rocking with the J-Train. Jonathan Taylor, best running back in the league. He's going to run for 1,900, 2,000 yards this year again. 20 touchdowns, maybe 18, because Matt Ryan's here, so he'll supplement more on the passes. But the second thing was, when he asked me, we were at Checkers, and I didn't know Checkers had a robotic AI smart-ass fucking what do you call this, drive-through associate. Bro, we pull up to the window.
What?
Yeah. Oh, you have. I have not a full video. Yeah, at least like 10, 15 seconds. I hope it's enough. I mean, I think it'll be enough. But bro, the lady's like, hello, how can I? And we're like, the robot that comes on, and they're like, do you want to try the new apple pie? And you're like, no. And it's like the girl that's like, all right, how can I take your order? So we're like, no. But he's kind of going with the flow. He's like, no. Can I have a number 5? She's like, yes. What drink would you like? And we're like, taken back, like, yo, this lady. And then, bro, it got to the point where she didn't miss a beat, like he said. She heard everything he said, got his order perfect, and he wanted to upgrade his fries to chili cheese fries. He said, "Can I upgrade my fries to chili cheese fries, please?" He said, "Alexa, I want to upgrade."
No way.
And she's like, "Okay, your total will be 16 whatever." Perfect. So shout to Checkers for adding that. I never thought Checkers, of all fast food restaurants, would be the one to have.
Checkers for the hood, fam.
We got into that conversation as well. But yeah, that was just a funny story. So back to the Raiders and Chargers. The reason I brought all that up is because, I was thinking, why am I talking about Checkers? The reason I brought all that up is because Kev thinks the MVP of the league is going to be the quarterback, the winner of the, how do we say this? The quarterback of the AFC West's winner. I couldn't say that. The quarterback of the AFC West's winner.
Division winner.
Team wins the AFC.
Yeah. All that. So whether it's Herbert, Mahomes, Carr, or Wilson, that's who his MVP pick is. And we're going to see how competitive this division is week 1.
I like that.
And Chargers-Raiders, I mean, the last time we got Chargers-Raiders, it was a playoff implicating game. It was Brandon Staley screwing up. Did we just see Stafford throw his second pick of the game right here with a no-look pass? Oh, Cooper Kupp off the top of his – okay, I think that's a high pass, though. You got to look at your receivers, bro. It's not week 7 yet. Like, come on. So Jordan Poyer with his MAGA girlfriend, he got the interception there. Shout out to them. But she's actually really OD. Like, it's extra. I don't like her. I don't even know her. I don't like her. I be seeing her on the internet. Bro, shut your ass
Yeah,
up.
he be posting her?
They be posting. Like, people post about her, like, headlines. Like, oh.
Nah, but does he post her on it?
I don't follow no Jordan Poyer on Instagram. I'll tell you that. Or any Bills player at that.
Oh, man.
We get to see Devontae Adams debut with Derek Carr. Everybody's fully healthy. Darren Waller's there. Hunter Renfrow just got his bag. This offense is going to be very exciting with Josh Jacobs. Was it you that has Josh Jacobs on your fantasy team? There you go. So I'm sure you're excited to see Josh Jacobs. Now, I was telling you yesterday, I don't know that Josh Jacobs is, he's going to have oh my God, this game is crazy. I'm sorry. Buffalo has ran it up. It's over. Stephon Diggs, head top. We thought Buffalo's defense was going to struggle without Tre'Davious White on a guy like Cooper Kupp. But we're looking at, is that Jalen Ramsey there? Because I hope not. I'm not going to accuse him. But Stephon Diggs is eating. And that is Jalen Ramsey, who just got burnt. And it was similar to the Mike Evans bomb last year in the NFC Championship. Wow, he's got to think he has safety up. Or did he bait him? You think he baited him there?
He fucked up.
That's bad, because if you're in 3, you got to be back there. Josh Allen with another throw on the run. Stephon Diggs slipping and falling into the end zone, and Jalen Ramsey getting burnt. Football's back. That's the point. But back to the AFC West. Justin Herbert is going to give us another chance to see, what his arm can do. And Brandon Staley's going to have another chance to make up for costing his team a playoff seat. We got to pull up the video where Rex Ryan is dragging Brandon Staley on NFL Countdown. That's a funny video. I'm saying on the edit, because that shit, yeah. What I'm excited for this game as well, not just the Raiders offense and the firepower that brings, but we're going to see Khalil Mack now teamed up with a guy like Joey Bosa. And to be honest, that's unfair. Like, you have 2 all-pro top elite level pass rushers with good defensive backs, with a decent linebacking core who's growing. They're young, Drew Tranquill and Kenneth Murray. But Khalil Mack, healthy. In L.A.
Scary.
Nick Bosa, you can't double team them both. And if you can't double team one of them on one play, it's trouble. So you're going to go 60 minutes, playing 50 snaps or so. You're going to have trouble. And Leatherwood not working out for the Raiders and getting cut, their first-round pick there. Jonathan Abram, a first-round pick from 2018. Cleveland Farrell, first-round pick from 2018. They're not getting the contract. They're not getting the extension. right? And so the Raiders last few drafts, we haven't seen it pan out to, Damon Arnett, for example. It's been pretty bad. Henry Ruggs, right? That's obviously misfortunate, but it's also, it's character and it's who guys are. So Mike Mayock's gone now. They don't have to worry about that. And they just got to focus on putting product on the field and finishing games this year, because last year we saw they have the ability to play close games and win against competitive teams who are competing, but at the same time, they're in a very tough division, and it's the AFC. They're in the AFC at that. So, that's a tough conference. But nonetheless, the Chargers, on the flip side, I think they're going to have to, like I say, get to the quarterback, establish some sort of run game, and, figure it out from there. I do think that the Chargers come out victorious in this game, all in all, because, the pass rush should be too much, and the Raiders are going to have a little bit of kinks to figure out in this offense. I don't think Devontae Adams is going to have, that breakout debut game. It's a tough division opponent. I don't think that, the Chargers are going to let him be the guy to beat them, So they can do a good job of containing him, and Waller and him, it's a lot. It is a lot, and I get it. But there's a lot of firepower on that Chargers offense, too, that the Raiders are going to have to worry about. And I think that, at least for the first game of the season, the Raiders are in more danger than the Chargers are to lose this one.
I'm going to have to go with the Raiders in this one. I think that we're going to see a tight – I think it's gonna be a lot of scoring in this game, personally. But I think it'll be from both sides, and I think we'll see the Raiders edge it out late. Until Herbert proves that to me that he can play in the fourth quarter against his division, I just can't.
Okay.
Can't believe it.
Okay. You called it, by the way. It looks like not called it, but you just reminded me that the Rams were 5-0 in season openers. It looks like they're going to be 5-1 after tonight. Another turnover. Is that? I thought that was Gregory Rousseau. Was that a sack fumble right there? Stafford's looking bad, and the elbow injury, the surgery he had.
Yeah. You know what the message is gonna be at the end of this game? We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, for the Rams.
We'll see you. We'll see you guys tomorrow
for sure. But it's about this game real quick, because I didn't get into it too much, but It's so cool as a Hurricanes fan. By the way, that was a tipped interception, tipped at the line.
Tipped to himself. You got the tackle, though. Respect.
Right. You got to respect Stafford to go down there. He had to make that tackle. He had to get that tackle. He's like, yo, I'm pissed. That's a pissed off quarterback.
Yeah, look, he
there.
picked him up. Low key.
One-on-one.
It was the momentum a little bit.
Yeah. Look how he lowered his head. Yeah, he's wilding, though. He shouldn't be neck down, bro. That's Terrell Basham Jr., bro. Hey, shout out to Terrell Basham Jr. making plays. I see him. But look, I hear you with that Raiders talk. We'll see. That's what I'll say. Let's talk about another AFC West team. Kansas City Chiefs. And I know I just cut myself off because I was going to go with what I thought about this game. It's 31-10, though, so that's pretty irrelevant. So, if we look at the injury report as of today, what's today? Thursday. So as of Thursday, Frank Clark didn't practice. Juju Smith-Schuster and Deion Bush were a full participant in practice. On the Cardinals side, Zach Ertz didn't practice. J.J. Watt didn't practice. Trayvon Mullen didn't practice, who they just traded for from the Raiders. And Justin Pugh, limited practice. Cody Ford, limited practice. Marcus Golden, limited practice. And Rondo Moore, limited practice. These are key starters. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who's ready week one. And we know that, it's Thursday. It's not like this is the biggest day of the week for practice. And they just want to be ready for week one, right? So they're gonna hold their guys. Zach Ertz and J.J. Watt don't need to be at practice 2 days before their first game or so, 3 days before their first game. So I'm not really necessarily worried about that. But for the Chiefs, this is going to be Patrick Mahomes' first NFL game without Tyreek Hill. And I think that whether you think it's a little or big deal, personally as a Chiefs fan, I know that, but it just as a NFL fan in general, like you have a playmaker like that who you can flick the ball to and, it goes for a touchdown. He don't have that no more.
Yeah.
He might, with the McCole Hardman or a Sky Moore second-round pick.
I haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen it, and neither has he. He hasn't seen a defensive game plan for we don't even got to worry about Tyreek Hill. Like, we don't have to drop this far back. We can literally zone in on Travis Kelce and let all these other guys, Juju Smith-Schuster, Sky Moore, McCole Hardman, let them beat us. And if they do, great. But and I want to retract, because not having Tyreek Hill doesn't mean that defenses are going to be able to just press up. I mean, you guys still do have two speed demons there, and they do have to respect it. And we saw it in preseason with McCole Hardman, stretching the defenses out. So, but it's not Tyreek Hill. And you guys know what I mean when I say that. Like, 99 club on Madden. You know what I mean? He separates himself like no other, and it's twitchy. It's twitchy like we've never seen. So, I'm not going to compare anybody, especially a McCole Hardman or a Sky Moore, to the like of Tyreek Hill. But I still think Patrick Mahomes can find a lot of success in his offense. And his coach is Andy Reid. He's one of the best play callers in the business, so he's going to be able to dial it up. And it's about scheme. At the end of the day, like we said, Cooper Kupp, he's always open. He's always open. How is he always open? They don't stop. Like, it's Sean McVay working with a veteran quarterback who knows where to put the ball. It's like Sean McVay can draw it out perfectly for you, but if you can't execute the play, it's not really going to work.
The ball, he's not catching
and Patrick
the ball.
Mahomes, as great as he's been, he's not the most accurate quarterback all the time. And we saw last year, Stafford has the ball on a rope, right? And Cooper Kupp is, if not one of the best in the business, the best in the business, in your opinion. I think Devontae Adams is better, but that was you, actually. Sorry.
Yeah,
I just threw you under the bus
it's
there.
All good.
But, yeah, I mean, McVay can draw it up. Andy Reid can draw it up. It's going to be able, it's those two players that are going to have to execute that play. I do think the talent is there for Kansas City to be able to give these Cardinals defense some trouble, because having Byron Murphy, I respect it, and a Jalen Johnson. However, you drafted Marco Wilson last year. And that defensive backfield is just young and inexperienced.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when you play a Chiefs offense as complex as they are, with or without Tyreek Hill, because we've seen them, Tyreek Hill didn't play every single game of his career.
He also didn't play well every single game,
right?
So.
But it's different when you're there, when you're out there.
Well, he played well most games.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
for sure.
kind of sounded a little.
So I'm interested for the Cardinals on offense, what we're going to see. We have no DeAndre Hopkins for 6 weeks. A.J. Green was a starter last year. Zach Ertz was a starter last year. And Rondale Moore was a starter last year. How have we learned to come into the season prepared for no DeAndre Hopkins in 6 weeks? Like, we can't see, like, the first 6 weeks of the season is just, like, excusable. Oh, you knew you weren't going to have him. You know that he's suspended. You have to have a viable game plan week in and week out until he comes back. And then it should only get better from there. And this Cardinals team is a team that was fighting for a playoff spot last year, or went to the playoffs and lost in the wild card. And this year they're trying to add to what they have, right? They're adding to what they've built. And it's going to take a lot from Kyler Murray to step up another step this year and show why he's worth the contract that he signed.
Exactly.
Why he's worth the fact that they took out the clause of having to watch film, because now he doesn't need to watch film.
I can't wait for Hard Knocks to see if he watches this film.
Oh, he's going to be watching this film. I'm sure. I want to know if they're going to do a joke about it. Like, he's going to joke about that. Like, look, guys, I'm in my book.
Oh, man.
The Rams are trying to drive. It's sad. 4-minute offense over there. Juju Smith-Schuster only played in 5 games last year. He's going to have to hit the road running for this Chiefs offense.
No pun intended. I'm hopeful.
Valdez Scantling as well, who played in only 11 games last year, is another speed guy who you guys have, who inconsistent. I like him, and I think that with an offense that Andy Reid runs and Patrick Mahomes is at the helm of, like, there's space for him and he'll find his success, but he's nobody that I'm going to trust to make the big play until I see that. You know what I mean? He only had 26 catches for 430 yards last year, but Again, with the Cardinals, wow, Tyler Higbee with a drop. With the Cardinals, no Chandler Jones. That was another thing for the Raiders that, I kind of slipped my head real quick. Chandler Jones is
not there.
he's on the Raiders.
He's on the
I'm saying
Raiders. He's on the Raiders.
That pass rush. He's not in Arizona. And Marcus Golden, who's dealing with, what is he dealing with? Marcus Golden right here, a toe injury. So didn't practice on Wednesday, limited practice on Thursday. He should be a full participant in a walkthrough or a limited participant. That's okay. He should be ready to go. He's their number one guy at the linebacker pass rush. I'm sorry. He had 11 sacks and 4 forced fumbles last year. And then J.J. Watt. You don't expect too much from J.J. Watt at this point in his career, but you know that at the same time, when he is healthy and he is, getting after it, he's one of the toughest to stop, right? You can't just...
You got to account for him.
Expect him to just give it. Not going to come not playing hard. He's going to give it all he has every time he's out there. So
you have to game plan for him no matter what. Absolutely.
I called Isaiah Simmons the breakout player for the Cardinals in the NFC West preview. I'm sticking with it. And him and Zaven Collins, who was their first-round pick last year, I think are going to be like a big force in this defense. Obviously for the years to come, but specifically this year. There's not a guy on that defense anymore. Chandler Jones is gone. J.J. Watt, he has the respect as the captain or leader because of his seniority. But there's not that one guy on their defense that's like, he's been here. This is his defense. We're going to play around him. I think Isaiah Simmons is going to be that guy, but he'll do it collectively with Zaven Collins, who kind of just got his feet wet last year. But what we saw in college from him, was enough to tell me that he should have success in the NFL. So, yeah, man. I'm pretty good with football. Is there one more game we wanted to do? Am I crazy? I think we done it all, right?
I think we did.
We did it all.
That was everything.
It was the Dolphins. It was the Chiefs. It was the Raiders, and it was the. Want to talk about the Colts? No. Shout out to T.Y. Hilton, though. We miss you. I miss you. We didn't get a deal done with him, but it's all good, man. You getting up in age,
Bucks Cowboys.
Cowboys. There was one. Thank you.
Cowboys.
Bucks Cowboys was first game of the season last year, right?
Yeah.
That was this game.
Overtime.
Dak Prescott threw for like 500 yards. Brady threw for 500 yards. Was there like a fumble or so? It came down to the wire. It was a close game. And guess what? That was last year. This is this year. And there's no Gronk. Brady missed 14 days. 14 days of training camp. Right.
How long does he have to report?
Brady's like,
fam, you sure?
But at the same time, Chris Godwin's back, right? Mike Evans is there. Scotty Miller. And Byron Leftwich. Byron Leftwich is running things on that offense. And, I think Todd Bowles filled in as the head coach for, what's his name? Bruce Arians. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, Todd Bowles hasn't had a successful season, if you will, in a while. Granted, he had to coach the Jets.
Come on, man.
And the Bucks when they didn't have Brady.
Forgot about that.
Considering. I will give it to you. All right, we'll give it to you. That was fair. But interesting enough to see him come back into a role where it's like, all right, last 2 times I went out there, it was like, we're going to have to scratch and claw for wins. Ryan Fitzpatrick, my quarterback. This is like, I got Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I got Levante David.
Mm-hmm.
I got Shaquille Barrett. Playoff Lenny. Mike Evans. It's like Pro Bowlers on this team.
It's a fact.
Godwin. And it's top to bottom. Jordan Whitehead. You know what I mean? Sean Murphy Bunting. Like, there's guys on that team. Devin White. Number 5 overall pick on that defense. I think Todd Bowles will fit right in. Especially as a defensive coach and a defensive mind. With that defense and pass rush, they have run defense specifically with Vita Vea up front.
Yes.
Got you.
Got you.
I couldn't hate the whole episode. It's hard when you're a Jets fan, though. But anyways, lost my train of thought because of the Jordan Whitehead joke. There we go, Jordan Whitehead. Back to the Bucks. Look at Cooper Kupp, dog.
Fighting.
Cooper
Fighting.
Kupp, no quick Cup. You still lost though.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this game, I don't think we're gonna see 500 yards from Brady, 500 yards from Dak. We're gonna see Tony Pollard and Zeke try to establish at least some sort of run game. Like, can we get 120 yards between the two of them? You know what I mean? Like, can we establish some sort of run game so that Dak Prescott isn't just having all sorts of trouble, you know, at night at that night? And I don't think he will, because I mean, last time they played, he had success. But no Amari Cooper, you know, CeeDee Lamb being that number one or stepping into that number one role. Can he be the number one guy there? It's some questions on that offense that, frankly, I don't know about the Cowboys this year, is what I'm thinking. And that's why I picked the Eagles to win the division, because they don't give me, like, the confidence to say, okay, this team is a easy 10-win team, easy 11-win team.
And they never do, because we've seen what we've
They never
seen.
do, literally, but at the same time, I feel like, you know, knowing that you have the sorriest division in the league, there's that, right? And at least you can base your wins off of, like, all right, we'll beat these guys as much as we can. And then if you guys don't have to play like another tough division throughout the season, like, you can work with that. But when you got to play a tough outside division, geez, Matt Stafford is getting bullied. When you have to play a very tough division outside of yours, and then you might not even be the best team in your own division, you know, I don't see Brady missing a step. I see Mike Evans and his relationship only growing more without Gronk. You know, he likes the big target.
Mm-hmm.
So look for Tampa Bay on the road. That's Sunday Night Football? Is that Sunday Night Football?
No.
You don't think so? It's a 4 game? Damn.
Bless.
Game of the week on Fox.
Bless.
Who plays Sunday night? It's a Sunday night.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like,
Who else would play
who was I
Sunday
thinking?
night?
Yeah, but I was like, I couldn't even think of one. So, yeah, they are Sunday night. And,
Geno Smith is starting on Monday Night Football, so
Jesus Christ. Geno Smith starting on Monday Night Football. And the Jets fan is over there shouting him. Remember when he got punched in the jaw in the locker room? You know? It was by the defensive player because he owed him money or something like that. Yeah, I remember that.
He pulled the
missed
Gilbert
a game on that
Pulled
shit.
the Gilbert Arenas on him.
Yo, that's crazy. Nah, Gilbert Arenas ain't get punched.
I'm like, he was
broke
doing.
his fucking jaw.
Oh shit! I remember that.
He broke his jaw, bro. That's disrespectful. So, all right. I got Bucks
Definitely
taking the
Bucks.
win.
Close win, but I think I got them taking a win. Nah,
I'll take the Bucks plus 6.5. minus 6.5.
Okay, by the tutty.
Yeah,
okay.
minus 6.5.
I like that. I think it's gonna be more like.
Don't laugh at me because I don't know my gambling
Nah,
terms
it's okay.
100%, bro. I'm not a degenerate. Fuck y'all.
I want to say like a 17-14, 17-13.
Really?
Yeah,
Low scoring?
I think
Nah,
low
bro. I
scoring.
think Brady's gonna have 2-3 touchdowns himself.
3 of them.
Yeah, maybe three.
Wow.
Maybe three. I don't like that Cowboys defense, bro. I don't like that. I mean, Micah Parsons, right? Trevon Diggs, you know, he give or take, have a good day, have a bad day. Micah Parsons, and he'll give Brady some trouble. But aside from that, I got to see it.
I feel you.
You know, Leighton Vander Esch, I'll give the respect,
Yeah.
you know, where it's due, but I still got to see it because he's having some down years since he was the best linebacker in the league, you know, since blah, 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 blah. But then Fred Warner came and Shaq Leonard came. So, yeah, I think the Bucks win. You got the Bucks, you said, right?
Definitely got the Bucks.
All right.
Bucks.
It's week 2 of the NCAA season. Hurricanes got SMU or Southern Miss. Yeah, I'm not going too deep into college football week 2. I'm gonna sit back because we still got a lot of games that are non-conference and, you know, FBS teams. So we'll look to talk more into the college football stuff heading into week 3, week 4. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else? Shout out. What you got?
Shout out Serena Williams. That's one. She
Okay.
retired. She went out like a champ because that's what she is. That's what she does. She wins, regardless of whether she wins or loses.
I wish I didn't make that face. But she did. She did. Shout out to Serena Williams.
Shout out
for
to
an
Serena
amazing
Williams.
career.
No, absolutely.
Best tennis player ever.
And I got a shout out for an American today, Francis Tiafoe. young American tennis player.
Yo, I'm tripping. He's American?
Yeah, but his parents are from Sierra Leone.
Yeah, but I swear every time I read Francis, I read he was from France. Wow. Shout out to Francis, bro.
Yeah, word. 24 years old, man. Came from the mud. You know what I'm
He
saying?
made it to the semifinal. First time that
took down Rafael
black
Nadal,
tennis player made it to the final since Arthur Ashe. He did it in Arthur Ashe Stadium. So
yeah, took down Rafael Nadal, one of the greatest to ever do it. Did it in a great fashion.
Big feat, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, shout out to that boy because he's living the dream, literally.
I feel like I had a shout out. Oh, I already did my shout outs. I'll do it again. Shout out 365 Canes Info. Shout out Miami Flow 305. Go check them out on YouTube, on Twitter. Everything they're doing is the best thing that Canes could ask for. Seriously, I'm not even joking about that shit because it's like they really, really do the dirty work that nobody else would do, get the information that nobody else has, and it's you could say exclusive. So go check them out. Shouts to you. Shouts to y'all. Appreciate y'all.